So COVID-19 has caused extreme havoc, coming close to breaking the global economy. In a world of just-in-time operations, where even the best airlines live on just a few weeks of cash, the world has come tumbling down. As many airlines face the accelerated retirement of large uneconomical wide bodies, airlines globally previously sucking up to every aircraft they could get were already falling out of love with their A380. Operating small fleets, and less than 20 is a small fleet, the giant aircraft has one operator that's made it viable in Emirates. Singapore Airlines sees a place for it, as does British Airways, but for different reasons everyone is looking for a way out. Now, depending on the way that you look at things, the 777-9 is going to be the very same thing. The 777-8 is already as good as dead. The huge aircraft is arguably the pinnacle, with the largest type of aircraft ever built. I mean, two massive engines so big an A320 fuselage will sit inside them with room to spare. Wings so long they have to fold 3 meters of the tips upwards just to get it to fit into the largest aircraft bays available at airports. Arguably the most sophisticated wing system ever devised, micro adjustments working with complex electro-hydraulic systems, all operated by computers, totally beyond the pilot frame of reference. It actually can't fly at all without the computers, and the 777-9 easily matches the average A380 seating capacity, and it renders the double-decker obsolete in economy terms. It's no coincidence that so great are the pressures and the logic of inevitability, the A380 will have ceased production as the first 777-9 should be delivered. And yet, as it raises into the sky, the world has never been so lacking in need of such a giant aircraft. Qantas has seen the future. Long-range direct flights will be the market, because there is a logic and again, inevitability about them that's long overdue. The one thing that we all have but never know when it will run out is time. Nobody travels for the sake of traveling, we fly where we want to be without wasting our valuable time. And the 777-9 can't make the grades for Qantas. So they choose the soon to only be the larger aircraft, the smaller A350-1000. The aircraft that constantly impress with their range are the A350-900 and the 787-9. Both have demonstrated extremely long range flying in recent weeks. Air Tahiti Nui, for example, has been flying full aircraft directly from the South Pacific to France. And it's these aircraft that will dominate the big wide-body market for now. As the world's demand for aircraft and flying shrinks back to levels of 20 years ago, it will be on aircraft airlines can afford to fly, but be sure of filling and are economical. Most of all, they've got to be a low risk. If you know that you can fly that aircraft to 90% every flight every day, you'll be a one happy airline. But if you look out the window and see a 450-seater 777-9 that cost you the best part of $500 million and is running around 75 to 80% of its full capacity, and it can only operate on a small number of viable routes, well, that's not such a happy day. And if you can only afford 10 and at best 8-hour operating on any one day in the week, the only airline that can make the A380 work is the only airline that can make the 777-9 truly work for it. Even that is under threat from airlines who will copy and follow Qantas. Once the A350-1000 ULR proves a viable non-stop option, and it will, because Qantas have already proven the 19-hour flights from Perth to London will work for the 787-9s, the ability of Emirates to fully dominate the transfer market will diminish. Emirates' real advantage is the unwillingness of European airlines, especially to service airports in their own backyard. If you want to fly British Airways to Sydney from Manchester or Hamburg, you'll have to go on 3 flights and 2 stops. On Emirates, it's 2 flights and 1 stop, and that won't change. But flying from Heathrow on a non-stop A350, well, that's down to 1 stop and 2 flights, with just a short domestic hop at the start, leveling the playing field, what the 777-9 cannot do. Like it or not, the 777-9 is just another A380. It's more economical overall in fuel burn, but it's still too big, and it lacks the range, and the order book is almost the same size. Those airlines who have ordered it are the very same airlines who bought the A380, and note that once again, not one US airline has ordered the 777. Now when you have hard decisions to make, not a lot of cash and you don't want to borrow anymore, the 777-9 is a big mouthful to swallow. You can't just have one. Most major routes need 3 aircraft to operate even on a daily long-haul flights. The new type of aircraft requires trained crews, handlers, pilots, maintenance and all parts, which are all very expensive. If you think an A380 is too much to keep going and use, then the 777-9 is just the latest version and the future burden. If an A380 makes no sense, then nor does the 777-9. This is just a niche product of a limited utility in a rapid changingly and downsizing market. If I was the CEO of any airline other than British Airways and Emirates, I would ditch the 777-9 order in a heartbeat. Buy more Dreamliners and A350-900s instead. They're more flexible, they're more capable and cheaper to operate, and you already know how they work. Wonderful as the A380 and the 777-9 are in their own way, they are a toxic burden for anyone who doesn't have a very specific type of airline model. Only British Airways and Emirates are able to fit that bill for very different reasons. Now, as an aviation enthusiast, of course, who doesn't want to fly on the 777-9? As a business operator analyst, it's now a white elephant, and for most of those who have ordered it, I'd say run for the hills and don't look back. Now, captains, do share your thoughts and their opinions in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more aviation videos, and I'll catch you guys very soon.